Welcome to the second battle of the grand finals of the FnF Oreburgh Gate Draft League. If you haven't watched the first battle, go ahead and go watch it because there will be spoilers said pretty soon. This battle is going to be between Noel's team, my Coronet, and Noobscript's team, the E-Level Gamers, and we'll look at some of the changes made because there were some changes. As a reminder, Noel, won the first match with a 5-0 score, so the set score is 1-0 in favor of Noel right now. Noel has to win one more match to win the entire thing. Noobscrub is going to have to take a game here if he wants to reach that match 3 and the final match. So this could very well be the final match, or we could see one more match after this. Let's review some of the changes that happened. We have Bulbasaur switched out for Togetic on my Coronet, which could be tough for Ivysaur, as there's nothing that walls Ivysaur, although Ivysaur did wall Bulbasaur. So it's kind of like there's pros and cons to both sides. Togetic being extremely bulky, but facing two electric types might be hard for it. On Noobscript's team, we also have two new additions. We have Togedemaru put in and Igglybuff put in. The removed Pokemon were Braixen and Staravia. So Togedemaru definitely, I think, could be a help, especially with Paralysis and Flinch. It could also U-turn out of Wynot and threaten Togetic and Nose Pass. And then Igglybuff, I'm not really sure, maybe as a Cleric, since it has a pretty decent HP stat, but it isn't super remarkable. Maybe if it has Flamethrower, it could hit Mawile for surprise. So we'll see what happens there. I'm really curious to see what Noobscrub uses to counter Hakamo-O. Well, this battle already happened, but I was curious when the battle started. I already know what happened during the battle. But yeah, so without further ado, let's jump in and see how this match goes. So the battle begins with Marshall the Hakamo-O starting off versus Oricorio Palm. Not a very good matchup for Marshall as it switches out into Wynot. Marvin the Wynot is out versus Oricorio now, going for the Calm Mind. Oricorio now has two Calm Minds. Marvin goes for the Mirror Coat thinking that Oricorio would attack, but it didn't. So Oricorio just goes for another Calm Mind. Marvin is now going for the Encore. Oricorio is now trapped in Calm Mind, and Hakamo-O comes out. Marshall does have the opportunity to set up a Dragon Dance while Oricorio keeps Calm Minding, and Igglybuff is actually going to be the next one to come in. We do see that Dragon Dance from Marshall. Marshall going for the Substitute now, hiding behind that Substitute to possibly get another Dragon Dance off. This seems to be a favorable situation for Marshall despite facing a Fairy type who could have Dazzling Gleam. The Seismic Toss actually going to break that Substitute. And another Dragon Dance is up for Marshall. It has 2.5 times attack and speed. Another Seismic Toss is going to bring Marshall down to 38%, who retaliates with a Drain Punch. That brings Igglybuff down to a quarter of its health. It goes for the Seismic Toss instead of the counter, so Marshall still can live, and a final Drain Punch will take Igglybuff down while bringing Marshall back to 73%. Marshall looking pretty comfortable, but of course Comfey's going to come in to ruin any momentum it has, as Peace the Togetic comes in to face Comfey, and we see that Draining Kiss. Priority Draining Kiss, very scary for Hakamo-O. Noobscrub definitely want to hang on. Togetic actually predicts the Togedemaru switch in and goes for Flamethrower, but it misses Togedemaru holding the Bright Powder, a reference to Togedemaru holding Bright Powder in Victory Road. And the Iron Head with Paralysis will flinch Peace, who is paralyzed from the Nuzzle. So in comes Hakamo-O to take advantage of Togedemaru's Seal typing. Togedemaru, though, goes for that Nuzzle, paralyzing Marshall as well, as Marshall goes for the Drain Punch, and it will take out Togedemaru and restore its HP to 88%. The score is now 6-4. Comfey comes in yet again to face Marshall, and Togetic is going to be the one to face Comfey. That Draining Kiss not doing a lot of damage, only 7%. And Oricorio Palm comes in. Togetic going for the Roost. Remarkably bulky. Oricorio now using this advantage to set up a Calm Mind, but it is toxicked by Togetic. Oricorio now has a timer on it, but of course with a Calm Mind up, it does look pretty scary. Baku comes in, taking that Hurricane. It's going to do 58%, which is big damage to such a specially defensive Titan, such as Drowsy. Another Hurricane is going to miss, however, as Baku sets up a light screen. This light screen will allow it to live another Hurricane from this Oricorio. Oricorio switches out instead, though, and Baku goes for a switch as well. Geometry, the nose pass coming in, and Comfy going for the heal bell, removing that Toxic Poison from Oricorio. Toxic Poison now on Comfy, but it does have heal bell, so it can just heal its own Toxic. And that's exactly what it does. Geometry going to go for the Stealth Rock, and Comfy at 100% Geometry as well. Of course, the Defog will remove the Stealth Rock and the Light Screen, as Geometry goes for yet another Toxic on Comfy, perhaps wearing down that Heal Bell PP. Draining Kiss not going to do that much on Geometry, as Geometry switches out with Volt Switch and pivots into Mawile. Iron Jaw the Mawile. Comfy is now poisoned as well, not going to want to take an Iron Head, and Ivysaur comes in. Mawile goes for the Thunder Punch. It's not going to do that much damage versus Ivysaur, probably expecting the Shello switch in, and Marvin the Wynot's going to come in to face Ivysaur. That Leech Seed's going to hit Marvin. Ivysaur probably comfortable versus Wynot, who has a relatively high HP stat. The Leech Seed is encored, but nothing really wants to be Leech Seeded right now. It looks like Baku the Drowsy comes in, taking that Leech Seed. It's already at low health. It's at 30 now after the Leech Seed, so Baku not too comfortable. And Comfy comes in. Baku goes for the Wish. Will it try and get its own Wish at that very low HP, or will it switch to something else? It looks like Oricorio comes in, and Baku does stay in to receive that Wish, and the Light Screen is now up too. Baku at 55%, Oricorio now at 67%, setting up a Calm Mind, and Baku goes for a Trick Room. The Trick Room will allow it to outspeed Oricorio, who is at 81% right now, and Iron Jaw comes in. Oricorio goes for another Calm Mind, now at 2 times special attack and special defense, but a Rock Slide from Iron Jaw will be enough to take out Oricorio as the score becomes 6-3. Ivysaur is next to come in to face Iron Jaw, who goes for the Fire Fang. A critical hit is going to bring it down to 38%, but Ivysaur goes for the Leech Seed, and that will be enough to restore it to half health. The Fire Fang won't do enough to take it out. Iron Head is what Mawile goes for, but with Synthesis, Ivysaur is able to recover, and with Leech Seed as well. So this does not look like a comfortable matchup for Mawile, who switches out into Marvin. The Giga Drain is going to do a little damage to Marvin, but the Leech Seed is really what Marvin doesn't want to get hit by. Of course, Encore to repeat that Leech Seed. Leech Seed still at 11, so there's still quite a few more PP on that Leech Seed. Baku's going to come in to take the Leech Seed, now at 31%. We've seen Baku come in and Wish before on this Leech Seed, and indeed, that's exactly what happens. Baku going for that Wish, and Comfy now at 100% and also Toxic. Baku switches out into Mawile, who takes the Draining Kiss from Comfy. It's not very effective, so it doesn't do much damage, and Mawile gets its HP restored as well. In comes Shellos. Will Mawile predict that switch in? No, expecting the Ivysaur goes for the Fire Fang, and it also misses, so Hakamo'o is going to be the one who comes in instead. Earth Power not doing a lot of damage to Hakamo'o. Comfy, of course, comes in to face Hakamo'o, who goes for the Rock Slide to deal a little damage to Comfy, just pressure it a little bit. Comfy now sitting at 71% as Mawile comes in to face Comfy. And the Draining Kiss isn't going to do too much thanks to Mawile's Steel typing. Comfy now at 75%, and Ivysaur is going to be the one to come in. Iron Jaw goes for the Fire Fang, correctly predicting Ivysaur coming in, but it's not going to break 50%, and with that Leech Seed up, Ivysaur is still pretty comfortable. Fire Fang brings it down to 12%, but with Leech Seed, Ivysaur is at 24%. It does have access to Synthesis as well, so Marvin the Wynot comes in, and indeed, Ivysaur does go for the Synthesis. The Leech Seed is used by Ivysaur yet again. Marvin going for the Encore, probably trying to get rid of that Leech Seed PP as Togetic comes in. And Togetic is now seeded as well. Out goes Ivysaur, in comes Comfy, and Togetic goes for the Roost. Togetic being now at 100% after the Leech Seed 88%. But Nose Pass will come in to face Comfy, who goes for the Heal Bell. No longer is Comfy Toxic Poisoned. Geometry is now ready to set up a Stealth Rock or go for Toxic again. But it goes for the Stealth Rock. Ivysaur can't be Toxic, so Geometry going to switch out into Togetic. The Giga Drain's not going to do a lot to Togetic due to its special bulk and the resist. Sludge Bomb still not even doing that much to Togetic because it's so bulky. Only 27%. Another Sludge Bomb bringing it down to 26%. But Togetic goes for the Roost comfortably. Another Sludge Bomb brings Togetic down to 48%. But again, Togetic goes for the Roost now at 98%. Sludge Bomb still used by Ivysaur, and Togetic goes for the Flamethrower. It will burn this time. Flamethrower, of course, having that increased burn chance from Serene Grace. And Mowile's the next one to come in. Synthesis is going to allow Ivysaur to recover its HP. And the Leech Seed is up on Mowile again. Mowile goes for the Fire Fang, this time bringing Ivysaur down to 38% after the Burn and Leech Seed 44%. And Wynaut comes in. Ivysaur probably going to go for the Synthesis. Yes, indeed it does. The Synthesis is now up. Ivysaur now at 88%. And the Sludge Bomb hits Marvin. Marvin going for the Encore. And Ivysaur not going to be one to trap in the Sludge Bomb because Iron Jaw, the Mowile, comes in very easily to that. It is immune, so it's going to have to switch out into either Comfy or Shellos. It looks like we have Shellos switching in instead. And the Thunder Punch is going to hit Shellos really hard, doing 56% to it. Comfy switches in so that Shellos doesn't get hit by another Thunder Punch. Iron Jaw does go for the Thunder Punch and not the Iron Head, so Comfy is still alive. And Comfy goes for the Heal Bell to cure that burn on Ivysaur, but the Iron Head takes down Comfy, and the score is now 6-2. Ivysaur comes in to face Iron Jaw yet again, but we see Togetic come in to face Ivysaur, and Togetic is now afflicted with Leech Seed. Sludge Bomb bringing Peace to Togetic down to 33%, but Peace just goes for the Roost, bringing itself back up to a comfortable percent, 71%. And in comes Hakamo-O. Sludge Bomb not going to affect Hakamo-O due to the bulletproof ability, and Togetic comes in to get seeded. Hakamo-O comes in, and Giga Drain's going to hit, not doing much damage, only 13%. And the Sludge Bomb's not going to hit due to bulletproof. Hakamo-O sets up a Dragon Dance now, and also hides behind a Substitute. Ivysaur looking like it can't do much to the Substitute, so Shellos is going to come in instead. Marshall, however, is paralyzed, so can't do much in this scenario. Again, it is paralyzed, and Shellos is able to recover due to that paralysis. Marshall goes for another Dragon Dance, though, trying to set up behind that Substitute as Shellos tries to break it, but the Earth Power is not enough. Marshall once again paralyzed, and the Earth Power this time is enough to break that Substitute. But another Substitute is up on Marshall as Shellos goes for yet another Earth Power. Drain Punch, though, brings Shellos down to 28% HP, and the Earth Power manages to take out that Substitute from Marshall. Marshall uses one more Drain Punch to take out Shellos, and now it is at 58% with ×2 attack and ×2 speed. Ivysaur is the last Pokemon standing on Noob Scrub's team, and Marshall goes for a Substitute. That Substitute will prevent the Leech Seed from occurring, and Rock Slide's going to do decent damage, 25%, but Ivysaur is still very bulky. Ivysaur flinches from the Rock Slide as well, but Marshall is paralyzed, so both of them lose a turn. The Giga Drain hits, it's a crit, but not taking out that Substitute just yet. Marshall going for another Dragon Dance, trying to set up on Ivysaur. The Giga Drain now is enough to take down the substitute, but yet another substitute goes up as Ivysaur continues to Giga Drain Marshall the Hakamo-O. Drain Punch brings Ivysaur down to 54%, and it does restore a little HP so that Marshall can go for another substitute if it so desires. But Paralysis is a dangerous thing on Marshall right now because this is going to require some precision. Giga Drain does take down that substitute, and Marshall at 39%, Ivysaur at 35%. Marshall setting up another substitute as Ivysaur continues to heal itself. Marshall is going to Drain Punch this time, bringing its substitute, its HP back up to levels that it can make a substitute. Marshall paralyzed, however, this could be very detrimental to it as another Giga Drain. A crit takes out the substitute. Marshall goes behind yet another substitute, now at 4%, and Ivysaur continues to pressure Marshall with these repeated Giga Drains. Drain Punch will deal some damage on Ivysaur and restore a little HP, not enough to make a substitute though. The Giga Drain not enough to break the substitute. Marshall paralyzed yet again, and this time the Giga Drain is enough to break the substitute. Marshall has not enough HP left to make another substitute, and Marshall yet again is paralyzed, and the Leech Seed goes up. Marshall now at 6%, deciding to switch out into Marvin the Wynot, and Sludge Bomb is going to bring Marvin down to 1%. One final Sludge Bomb is enough to take out Marvin. And Baku the Drowsy comes in. Sludge Bomb brings it down to 5%, and Baku uses Light Screen. This is going to allow it to take some more, the team to take some more hits, but a Sludge Bomb is enough to take down Baku as Togetic comes in behind a Light Screen. Sludge Bomb's only going to do 12%, really little damage as Peace goes for a Roost. Another Sludge Bomb not doing much damage, only 13%. Flamethrower dealing decent damage, 28%, and also burning Ivysaur. Ivysaur goes for the Synthesis, and Ancient Power is going to hit, not getting that all stat boost though. The Light Screen also gone now. Peace is getting hit by the stronger Sludge Bombs now, but the Ancient Power is going to hit again, still not boosting all those stats. Ivysaur brought under 50% and burned. Peace goes for the Roost and is Leech Seeded. Ivysaur now has no Leech Seeds left and only 5 PP left on its other moves. And it looks like Nose Pass comes in, Geometry the Nose Pass. Ivysaur recovering itself as well. Ivysaur running out of moves, and now it has no more Leech Seed, nor does it have any Sludge Bombs, so it only has Giga Drain and Synthesis. This is a PP stall situation here. Geometry switches out back into Togetic. Peace the Togetic comes in. Ivysaur is looking exhausted even though it's at high health. Giga Drain not going to do much as Peace goes for the Ancient Power. This time the Ancient Power does Omni boost its stats, and it's looking ready to take down Ivysaur. Ivysaur going for the Giga Drain using its last moves up, and Peace is paralyzed. That paralysis hurting both Hakamo-O and Togetic. Ivysaur goes for the Synthesis. That is its final move as Peace tries to go for another Omni boost from the Ancient Power. Ivysaur now can only struggle, and that's exactly what it does, doing so little damage to Peace, but also harming itself in the process. Ivysaur now under 50% with no way to recover. It goes for another struggle. Peace only taking 1% from that, and a Flamethrower is going to be enough to bring down Ivysaur. And that is the match. It's a 4-0 victory for Noel's team, my Coronet, over Noob Scrub's team, the E-Level Gamers. What a match. Ivysaur definitely showed some resiliency and some bulk. Leech Seed seemed to be the move that my Coronet had a lot of trouble with, especially lacking a grass type, so nothing could really come in on the Leech Seed. Mowile really struggling to take out Ivysaur because the Fire Fang was not a 2-hit KO, especially not with Leech Seed. So Ivysaur definitely held its weight in that match, but ultimately it was a victory for Noel and my Coronet. So the set score is 2-0, and this is the victory of my Coronet of the Oreburgh Gate Draft League preseason. And Noob Scrub's team, the E-Level Gamers, gets in second place overall. A very enjoyable set, pretty long set, going to turn 111 on that second match. So thank you so much for everybody who participated and watched the battles of the league. It truly was a fun time, and who knows, Oreburgh might come back. Maybe a different league format will come back, but there will definitely be more leagues in the future, so stay tuned for those, and keep an eye out on Victory Road because it's in its playoffs now as well, and very enjoyable playoffs happening so far. So thank you again for watching. This is Noel from My Coronet, and until then, until the next time you see Oreburgh Gate, who knows when that will be, but I look forward to it. See you then.